We began the day at work thinking that the story surrounding the Mets and Carlos Beltrán parting ways
months after hiring Carlos Beltrán
without having managed one game.
Correct.
With the just very Metropolitans, wasn't it?
He'll leave an undefeated manager.
Nice.
With the New York Mets. Yeah.
We thought Carlos Beltrán walking away from the Mets as they part ways would be the biggest story in baseball. We was wrong. But in order to break down how wrong we were, is it time to do the time-honored tradition here on Tim and Sid of internet sleuthing?
What do you mean? What do you mean internet sleuthing?
Well,
what are you talking about?
Internet sleuthing
You're teeing this up in a very unique way here.
Internet sleuthing has been a very big part of this show from its inception. Tongue-in-cheek, tongue out of cheek, I don't care where the tongue is. We have used some unlikely sources to find some very likely results. In fact, you might remember using the tongue-in-cheek, out of cheek.
Can you do me one favor?
Stop
Please
saying
don't
that.
say tongue anymore.
Okay.
It's going to lead us down a road that isn't tongue-in-cheek.
Okay.
Just please, enough with the tongue stuff. Gene Simmons, let's move on.
Understood.
Yeah.
You might remember we have pieced together threads. Is that better? Threads on this show that have led us to, and those who watch the show from its inception know, Cristiano Ronaldo to Juve. We put a bunch of tweets together from the internet and came to the conclusion, one of us before the other one of us, that Cristiano Ronaldo was leaving and heading to Juve.
Listen, my guy Miguel up in Vaughan working construction told me like a week before. Give me a break.
He'll never go to Italy, said someone on this desk. Cristiano Ronaldo plays for Juve.
Did I say he'd never go to
John
Italy?
Tavares
I
to
never said
Toronto.
he'd never go to Italy.
Like, it's not a good
Don't
league.
say that. You were right. But don't say I never said he'd never go to
He
Italy.
said it was not a good league anymore, and I can't
it's
see
true.
that
At the time it
happening.
wasn't.
But he is pissed off about his taxes, blah, blah, blah,
Super
blah, blah.
pissed.
We had John Tavares going to Toronto and LeBron James to L.A., thanks in part to the greatest name ever repeatedly uttered on national television, Cuffs the Legend.
He had the Tavares too?
No, he didn't have the Tavares,
I
although
think he
we did reference Cuffs the Legend several times when linking Tavares to Toronto.
So you're saying that not for the first time on this show, there have been shreds of evidence on the internet. Mm-hmm. You piece them together, and we've come up with a conclusion that was later verified in the sporting world, is what you're saying.
Bunch of people, those are just rumors. We presented them as rumors, as we will with this one.
You didn't suggest it was anything otherwise.
However, sometimes when you piece enough together, the smoke becomes fire, Six-Arrow. Where there's smoke, oftentimes there is fire. And that is the basis of internet sleuthing. Got it good, and since you understood.
So what does this have to do with today?
I introduce you, Sid Six-Arrow, and you, the Timmins citizens, to QT. And QT is following up John Boy, who broke this Astros bleep wide open in November, along with Mike Fiers, Ken Rosenthal.
Mike Fiers, the guy who actually blew the whistle on the entire thing.
Ken Rosenthal and Evan Drellick, who wrote it for The Athletic. Anywho, they all blew this Astros thing wide open, right?
Yeah, the video that John Boy put together.
That was just a start!
Oh, my God.
QT.
Do you have a migraine?
Is the right now. I might have one about
My
it.
God.
Just give me a second. Just trying to say it was just a start.
Concerned about you.
The year-long
Serious.
suspensions are just a start.
Okay.
Hang on here. QT is the right now we're looking at, okay?
Who the hell is QT?
QT is out there tweeting things that have a lot of baseball's eye and ear today, Sid Six-Arrow. But before you know where you're going, you got to know where you came from. And I'll explain QT to you. Heading into today, QT was 2 for 2. I don't know if it's actually a she.
But it's a girl on the profile.
On the profile on the internet is tweeting out that Carlos Beltrán would be named manager of the Mets before Carlos Beltrán was named manager of the Mets. Okay, got that one right. She also tweeted that he would step down before it happened, and bam, Six-Arrow. My Tio Carlos is stepping down as Mets manager.
So that was last night?
That was last night.
Okay. And
it happened.
QT was right.
So now QT, as it were, after a quick internet search and her calling Tio Carlos stepping down, said that in her bio, in fact, Carlos Beltrán's niece.
Hold on a second.
Is it that or... Now, before we get any further...
Hit yours and I'll hit mine. We'll do them at the same time.
Good thing we just explained that to the camera.
So QT is writing my tío, which in Spanish means uncle. Mm-hmm. My tío last night is going to step down, Carlos Beltrán.
Oh, we're just getting started. Don't slow me down. Our friend Marley Rivera, connected as they come in Major League Baseball.
Marley's fantastic of ESPN.
Said the Beltrán family said that this niece is not related to the Beltrán family in any way, shape, or form. Okay, they had to do that because earlier today, QT caused a baseball bleep storm by saying, and I quote, "I'm told to stay quiet, but I refuse. Sorry, tío." Again, Spanish, uncle. Jose Altuve and Bregman wore devices that buzzed on inside right shoulder from hallway video guy. Let's get it all out now.
Wait a second.
QT,
the niece of Carlos Beltrán, allegedly.
Allegedly, Marley Rivera says not involved in the Beltrán family.
Okay, well, whatever. QT is saying Jose Altuve has got a bug on him. Alex Bregman, who came in second in AL MVP voting last year, is wearing something that is of an electrical nature.
A wearable device tipping them off on pitches, 6-0.
2 buzzes breaking ball, 1 buzz fastball kind of deal. That's what she's suggesting.
She's not done there. Follow-up tweet says, "I have pictures from locker I will keep from a rainy day. Altuve didn't want shirt torn off. If I remember, maybe I misspoke, but Chapman gave up home run in game." Now this is...
I'm sorry.
This is directly from the tweet.
Wow.
Okay?
From QT.
I know it sounds kind of weird, but QT isn't exactly great with her punctuation. And I add her again
'Cause we think-
in air quotations.
We don't know.
Because I have no idea who this person is, and maybe it might not be QT, and it might not be a woman, and it might be someone a little more connected
Hold
to
on.
all...
Hold on. I got a tweet from Gary Sheffield Jr.,
Of course, Gary Sheffield Jr.
who's no longer in the game of baseball. I want to emphasize this. I think it's interesting who's tweeting today and who isn't.
Okay.
Gary Sheffield Jr., son of Gary Sheffield. Thank you.
I got that answer.
Tweet earlier today. Carlos Beltrán's niece ain't his niece, you hooligans. That's a player. What the hell is this? What the hell is this?
I love the hooligans reference in there.
There's an unnecessary shot at English soccer in that tweet? Mm-hmm. And now I see where you're going with this.
Well, let's go back in time and play out that last tweet, Sid Sixero. Altuve facing Chapman, Game 6 ALCS. Astros up 3-2.
Last year.
Bottom of the 9th, tied at 4. Last year, 2 away. Chapman, 2-1, throws a breaking ball that Altuve is sitting on and hammers into the bleachers. Jam done. Game over. But as he rounds third,
Series over.
you might remember he told the entire team after hitting the biggest home run in his life not to tear off his jersey. Never mind the grin on Chapman's face after he served it up. He told very calmly, gave the Dikembe Mutombo index finger, "Don't tear off my jersey."
Wait a second.
Mm-hmm.
So,
wait a second.
So you're telling me, and if you want to re-rack that previous roll, guys, go ahead. You're telling me that Jose Altuve looks like he's sitting on a breaking ball / slider, however you want to describe it, from Aroldis Chapman, a pitcher you do not sit on that pitch for at any juncture of any at-bat.
I think you sit on, if I'm going to be fair here, on Chapman, you either sit fastball or you sit breaking ball, because if you are guessing, you're not going to get
Not
that.
at 2-0
2-1.
or 2-1. He's coming after you. But Jose Altuve, in that moment, sure as hell looks like he's sitting slider in a 2-1 count.
I'm just presenting the facts.
No,
here.
but the video is startling, Tim. Jose Altuve is telling people at home plate, do not rip my shirt off. Jose Altuve, who is as cute as Baby Yoda. If Baby Yoda was from Venezuela and could play second base, is screaming at his teammates in this one of the great professional moments of his career. He just went bridge against Aroldis Chapman. Don't unearth the underneaths of my garment.
I'm just presenting facts.
And hold on. As everyone's celebrating on the mound, Altuve leaves.
I'm not done. Hold on.
I'm jumping.
You're jumping ahead
I'm
here.
getting so
like
riled
Ilya
up here.
Brizgalov once said, I'm not done.
Why you have to be mad?
In the moments after the elation, Ken Rosenthal interviewed Altuve on the field and asked him what is now a remarkably relevant question.
I don't remember this.
You asked the teammates not to tear your shirt. Why?
What's that?
Did you ask your teammates not to tear your shirt? Why was that?
I don't know. I'm too shy. Last time they did that, I got in trouble with my wife.
Kyle NNY on Twitter with the best line that I saw. Lose-lose situation for Altuve here. Either he's lying or that's his real laugh.
That's pretty good.
Both very unfortunate outcomes. And might I point out...
Hey, guys, that's laugh bullying. We got to stop.
And might I point out,
laugh
those are
bullying.
two very different things.
Can I hear that whole clip one more time, Timmy?
Again, Ken Rosenthal asking...
That's incredible.
They didn't tear off their shirt?
You asked the teammates not to tear your shirt. Why?
What's that?
Did you ask your teammates not to tear your shirt? Why was that?
I don't know. I'm too shy. Last time they did that, I got in trouble with my wife.
Two different things. I'm too shy.
I'm too shy.
Got in trouble with my wife.
Why
Those are
would
two
you-
different things.
Why would you get in trouble with your wife?
She doesn't like you baring your chest. Just like your wife would never want you to bury your chest.
Well,
in this
because
show.
she knows if I expose this to the world, then the competition's really on.
Same thing.
Yes.
Same thing, I believe.
My wife's laughing somewhere, I hope.
Yeah, so is Dagan.
Wait a second. Let's say for a second, I am Jose Altuve's wife. Let's play this out.
Okay.
You just go deep off Aroldis Chapman to win a series.
To win
Win a series.
What was an unbelievable game, unbelievable series.
Win a series.
And head to the World Series.
Jersey comes off, hypothetically, in celebration, in unbridled joy. You come home. I say two things to you first. One, congratulations. Two, how dare you show your chest? That conversation probably doesn't happen. Do you believe that conversation happens?
I don't necessarily, but again, I'm here to present the truth and rumors of this and not to pontificate on all of the other things that surround it.
You won't be laughing after this. Okay, cut it. So let me bring everyone up to speed here, Timmy, on what you've told me here. A weird Twitter account and Instagram account today claiming to be Carlos Beltran's niece says last night Beltran stepping down. He does today. Also says today Beltran and Alex Bregman, Altuve and Alex Bregman.
Keep up with me here.
I'm trying to.
Okay.
Are wearing electronic devices and did it in this past postseason.
Nah, I don't think she said when, except for when he hit the home run off of Chapman and didn't want the shirt torn off. So that's
yes.
this year.
So this past year.
Yes.
Not that long ago. We see the video. You show me the video just now.
Correct.
Of Jose Altuve, again, as adorable as Baby Yoda. Beg his teammates not to rip his shirt off in one of the biggest moments of his professional career, then run off the field very quickly as soon as he got his Astros ALCS championship shirt.
Again, you're jumping ahead. Haven't got there yet.
He ran off.
We haven't got there yet.
But he was wearing that shirt during the Rosenthal interview that we played.
Do you want me to get there?
I'd love for you to get there. I'd love for you to get there.
I will tell you this. His statistics in that postseason were very telling. His average at home, 472.
Amazing.
His average away from home, 143. The 2017 season, his OPS, .441 and .297 at home.
Tim, his career postseason OPS at home and on the road. On the road, .660. At home, 1.075. On base plus slugging. One more time. Jose Altuve's career splits, home and road, in the playoffs. On the road, .660 OPS, which is not good. At home, 1.075 OPS, which is good.
All right.
Which is very good.
All right. So you want to get to this jersey thing that you keep jumping to, Sixero. I get it. His jersey. Wait.
I think it's very important.
His jersey was on, didn't want anyone to tear it off, but when he goes to the interview with Ken Rosenthal, how the hell is he wearing a championship shirt? This is internet sleuthing. This we ain't playing around with. NYDJ on Twitter posted cell phone video of Altuve in the midst of the celly on the field, running off the field with a T-shirt in his hand and what looks like changing out of his jersey in the dugout or the tunnel.
Oh, he went to the tunnel.
Or some sort of phone booth.
No one saw him change.
Or some sort of phone booth. Just wait 12 seconds, please. Sid Sixero.
You got me riled
Wait 12
up.
seconds.
You got me riled up. This is your fault.
I went to the tape and I looked. There's no phone booth. He does, in fact, go into the tunnel with the T-shirt in his hand, takes off his jersey. Boy, his wife must really not want him bare-chested.
Man.
Or, and follow me here, or my guy is hiding something. So that's what you wanted to know, right? How did he get from the jersey
That's what I want to know.
to the T-shirt? He ran into the tunnel, changed out of the jersey that he didn't want anyone to rip.
Comes back out. Ken Rosenthal is standing on the field waiting for him.
Correct.
Then conducts the interview that we played where he goes,
Correct.
that interview.
Correct.
So one more time. Home run against Chapman, rounds third. Begs teammates to keep a shirt on. Touches home plate.
Correct.
Team goes to the mound to celebrate.
Everyone jumping up and down.
Ken Rosenthal's waiting to do the interview.
Correct.
Someone gives a shirt to Altuve. Altuve goes right past Ken Rosenthal.
Correct.
Into the dugout.
That's right.
Down the steps. Comes back up.
Got it.
Wearing the shirt.
Bingo.
Conducts the interview.
You got it.
He's completely innocent.
At this point of our research,
Completely innocent.
John Boy jumps in with Beltrán's niece tweeting about buzzers. And he says, that matches up with what I've been told from about 5 different parties. Now remember, John Boy is part of the crew that blew this thing wide open. And it's not just internet sleuths like QT or John Boy. How about Trevor Bauer, a.k.a. Bauer Outage, a.k.a. Drone Dude,
AKA douchebag.
a.k.a. this with the subtweet from John Boy. I've heard this from multiple parties too, for what it's worth, ... 3 of them! Okay, I'm not done. Before you want to jump in again. No!
How dare you take me down this rabbit hole? How dare you, McAuliffe? I fight this every week with you. Once a week, you want to take me down a rabbit hole on the internet that A, I don't have time for, and B, I don't have time for. How do we move on with the show after what you're doing here? How do we do that?
I'm not done. A dude in Vancouver, Brian, tweets out a picture, gets picked up by Barstool with the caption, "How deep does this go?"
What the hell is that?
And what looks like Josh Reddick in a post-game interview during the celebrations with goggles on his head, and what looks like, I repeat, looks like something taped to his chest. Perhaps some sort of electrode, some sort of electronic transmitter. And in the picture that we have of Josh Reddick tweeted out by some dude named Brian, it looks like there's an actual wire attached. Now, this is where my favorite sleuther, Sid Sixero, gets involved. He goes to the post-game interviews in the locker room as posted on YouTube. Thank you for this, Sid Sixero.
I appreciate it.
And there it is again. Something on his chest. This time, it just looks like confetti.
It's a piece of tape, confetti.
Does it look like confetti?
I have not seen that piece of confetti on any other member of the Astros that night. Not one. Don't tell me that's confetti. I know what confetti looks like. All right? That's tape. That is tape that goes on your skin when you want something close to your skin.
It is orange-like, and the color of it in the picture and in the video looks a little different, does it not?
Cameras have different settings. You know this.
I do know this.
You have been in this business way too long. The hues are different.
All right.
Okay?
You
know this.
It must be noted that in Rob Manfred's report, there was no evidence that the Astros were cheating in 2019. Given what I just laid out for you, and the Timmins citizens, do you believe Rob Manfred and his report? What?
Is that your answer? Is that your answer? Because Rob Manfred didn't bust the Astros in 2017. Rob Manfred didn't bust the Astros in 2018. Rob Manfred didn't bust the Red Sox for 2018, and that investigation's still ongoing. Rob Manfred and Major League Baseball are reactive, not proactive. Mm-hmm. Every one of those investigations were because of Mike Fiers or Evan Drellick of The Athletic or Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic. They're the ones that smoked everyone out and started each and every one of those investigations. I actually have a statement here, Tim, from Major League Baseball about this today. Would you like to hear said statement?
Sure.
This is Joel Sherman tweeted this out earlier today. Quote, MLB explored wearable devices during the investigation but found no evidence to substantiate it, end quote. They found no evidence. Like they didn't find any evidence ahead of time in 2017. Like they didn't find any evidence ahead of time in 2018 when they decided to put monitors next to virtually every dugout in Major League Baseball. They are reactive and aren't expected to dig this out because this kills the game. So whatever MLB is saying here, it's a lie. Do not believe it. It is not a truth. They are going to investigate this. They are going to go down this road. This is going to blow up. Have you noticed how many hitters in Major League Baseball are tweeting condemning this today? Have you noticed?
Not many.
Zero. I've seen zero current Major League hitters coming down hard on the Houston Astros.
But the only people that are coming down hard are Trevor Bauer, and you've mentioned his character more than a few times while we've brought it up.
But he's not a hitter.
And Mike Clevenger.
Not a hitter.
Who said Astros sign stealing scandal is worse than steroids. We internet sleuth our way through the opening segment of the show, wondering what all of this Astros, Red Sox, whoever else ends up being implicated in this means to baseball. As I went to break, I said rock baseball's world. You said we're already there. Some folks wondered if that was an overstatement. Cue Cody Bellinger on Twitter. He can pick it up from here. For the sake of the game, I hope this isn't true. If true, there needs to be major consequences to the players. That completely ruins the integrity of the game.
Hear, hear.
Overstatement? Over to Alex Wood. Now, it must be said, both played for the Dodgers, lost the Astros in 2017 in the World Series. Alex Wood says, and I quote, I would rather face a player that was taking steroids than face a player that knew every pitch that was coming.
I'd rather be Jose Altuve than Mark McGwire back in the late 90s. Jose Altuve had the bigger edge. There is absolutely no question about it. You can do all the PEDs you want. You still don't know if Chapman's coming slider or fastball up. You really don't know. If you know that, different game. Completely different game.
If all these people are talking about this, whether John Boy heard it or Trevor Bauer heard it, if in fact he did hear it, would it just be the Astros that are doing this?
Absolutely not. Let's not all be that stupid. Baseball, here's the one thing I've learned from baseball, covering it as long as we have, Tim. Mm-hmm. Baseball is not to be trusted. Professional baseball is not to be trusted.
That's
you assume the worst constantly because we have learned it's probably true. It's probably true. From PEDs to how players from Cuba have been treated, you go down the line. The worst of Major League Baseball comes to the fore. What's the Dan Rather line he told us in the podcast years ago?
Sunshine is the greatest disinfectant.
Thank you. As weird as this sunshine is that you walked us down here in the last segment.
But what you said is so damning. Like, I would like to...
This changes everything.
But full stop. Baseball is not to be trusted. My God.
Do you disagree with that statement?
Let's hear from Jose Altuve and or his agent.
Okay, I want to go back to this because I want to get your take on this. Joel Sherman, who's technically on vacation, by the way, not really, he spoke to Scott Boras, the agent for Jose Altuve. He released 3 tweets, Joel Sherman. They go like this. Reached out to Boras about his client Altuve. Quote, said Boras, when this came up today, Jose Altuve immediately contacted me, and this is his statement. I have never worn an electronic device in my performance as a major league player. Second tweet. I asked Boras about Altuve not wanting to have his shirt ripped off as he came to home plate to end the ALCS. Boras said, quote, that is the shyness of Jose Altuve, end quote. Said his client didn't want the shirt ripped off. Third tweet.
All right.
Boras did not want to get into 2017 in the Astros, but said of Altuve, quote, he's been transparent and truthful with MLB and the investigation, end quote. So 3 tweets from Joel Sherman, who spoke to Scott Boras, who represents Jose Altuve. That's the closest we have come today from a statement of any kind, reaction of any kind from Altuve.
I want to get back to the ALCS and Boras saying that's the shyness of Jose Altuve. Said his client didn't want the shirt ripped off. This is the part of this that makes me most uncomfortable is, I mean, we even heard Michael Kay talking about not wanting the shirt ripped off yesterday. Michael Kay, who does a local talk radio show in New York,
TV voice of the Yankees as
just
well.
happens to be the TV voice of the Yankees as well, said, hey, you remember with all this crap that we're talking about that he didn't want his shirt ripped off. And that was kind of one of the embers in this fire that is burning right now. I want to play you that clip one more time. Okay, Sixero?
Definitely.
And I want you to listen closely as Rosenthal asks the question.
You asked the teammates not to tear your shirt. Why?
What's that?
Did you ask your teammates not to tear your shirt? Why was that?
I don't know. I'm too shy. Last time they did that, I got in trouble with my wife.
That is sketch, man.
Remember I
That is
said, Sid
interesting.
Sixero, that sometimes when you start internet sleuthing, you never know where you'll end up? Patrick went to Jose Altuve's Instagram. His wife doesn't like when he takes his shirt off on Jose Altuve's Instagram. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. 5 easily attainable pictures of Jose Altuve with his shirt off. And that's the truth. The whole truth.
So, Tim, you're telling me Jose Altuve says he's shy about taking off his shirt, yet there's 5 pictures on the gram of him without his shirt on? Looks like someone got exposed.
Sid, I think you could say Jose Altuve bared it all.
Jose Altuve is a short man. Well, you just went through. No, that's not the line. That's not the line.
Come on.
How is that the
You
joke?
jumped the gun.
How is that the joke? Let me try it again. Tim, Jose Altuve
He's a short man.
is a short man. Hold on. Sorry. A short man. And after you just took us down this road, I don't have any questions because basically that's the long and short of it. Not my best.
What? That's not what?
That's not my best.
Your first one was way better. after all is said and done, after all the internet sleuthing, after all the suspensions that have been handed down and the suspensions that are still to come, I wonder if these guys are just a bunch of Astros.
Not bad. You know, Tim,
thought that one was good for not
pretty
writing
good.
it down.
That was pretty. It's good. Yeah, it's
I thought
nice.
that was the closer.
It's nice when they don't jump you early on.
I thought it was the closer. We're out of time, and now you're going to go again.
All right,
Oh,
Chris
fine.
Haynes will understand it.
Well, this better be better than Astro.
You know, I've heard Jose Altuve is one of the great guys in Major League Baseball. Well, here's one instance where he wouldn't give you the shirt off his back.
Should have ended on Astros.
The Astros
Should have ended on Astros.
Okay, I got one.
No.
The Astros are cheaters.